Today we're going to redesign the Guernseys of all 10 SANFL teams, starting off with the Adelaide Reserves, and for this one we've gone with more of a heritage monogram style, the same monogram that appears on the SANFL team's logo. A red version for the Clash. There's a chance this team might need a yellow or white jumper, but for now we'll just stick with the navy blue and red options. For Central Districts we've gone for a simplified version of the hoops that also incorporates the Bulldog logo. It's very 2000s Western Bulldog style, but I think it looks great. The Clash is a simple white inverse of the same design. Up next is Guernseys, and for this one we've got a blend of a few different elements. The V design is carried over from their current Clash jumper, but in an outline style for the home, along with a tiger's head emblem and a faded slash in the background. The Clash is just a yellow inverse with a solid black V, which looks better than the outline on the lighter jumper. For North Adelaide we've got a stylized rooster as the design of the jumper. The wings point upwards and almost form a sort of V shape similar to their current V jumpers. An inverse for the Clash with a solid red V above the rooster on a white base jumper. For Norwood we've gone for a vertical stripe, which is one of their heritage designs, combined with a monogram outline. The outline works well here as it adds a design element to their current day jumpers, which are essentially just blank if it weren't for sponsor logos, but the outline also works to keep the jumper looking almost identical to their current day kits from a distance. A red version for the Clash, again with a solid colour instead of an outline. Another outline monogram design, this time for Port Adelaide, with some faded prison bars behind it. You'll never design a better jumper for the Port Magpies than the prison bars, but I think this looks good as an alternative jumper, with a bit less white than the standard prison bars Guernsey. The Clash, I've gone with a grey version of the same design. A white jumper would probably be better to avoid clash, but I think the grey looks better than white here. For South Adelaide we've got a slightly modified version of my Panther design I've used for Geelong in other videos. As South Adelaide are the Panthers, this design is probably better suited to them anyway. I also created a second design that replaces the slash marks with two hoops that the Panthers have worn previously. This one looks good, but it's a bit too similar to the jumper I created earlier for the Bulldogs. For Sturt we've got a similar monogram design with a slight navy blue curve added to the top half of the jumper, similar to Carlton's current Clash jumper. It's a small change, but I do think it makes the overall jumper look better. For the Clash we've gone for an all navy design, which is simple but effective. For West Adelaide we've got a wolf's head jumper with some faded claw marks. I get that we all love tradition, but if you see a black jumper with a red sash, most people will think of Essendon. And the Wolves is such a cool brand that you could create a lot of great designs with it. A red version for the Clash with some black shoulder panels that I think work well. Onto the Eagles, and I've always liked their colours and this logo, but it's actually pretty hard to make a design that looks good while still using all three colours. Their current jumper really is the best design for that. The Clash jumper has to be darker, so we've replaced the gold with green, which looks okay. Let me know your favourite of these jumpers in the comments below.